For this discussion, we are joined by Joyita Basu, editor of The Sunday Guardian, here in the studio. Sumit Peer, political commentator. Sumit, I wanted to come to you first. Elon Musk is a South African-born billionaire, and based in the US. Why does he have such an interest in British politics?
Well, thanks for having me on your show, Tom. Well, what is interesting is the elevated stature of Elon Musk today. He's not a typical businessman. He's a kind of a right-hand man of Donald Trump, and he's commenting on a lot of global issues now. Amidst being the world's richest man, he has a lineage, he has a thought process which is reflecting in his way of politics. So there might be a time, few years down the line, he might be a Secretary of State, or he can be something like that. Though he cannot become the President of the United States because you have to be born in America for that. But the challenge here is that, the things which are happening in UK, wherein we are seeing for last few decades, there is this group of Pakistani men who unfortunately target these white girls who are at the age of 9 to 19, who are lured, they're targeted, one-to-one marking is happening, then they try to get physical with them, then they videograph it. And there's a group of men then who keeps on sexually abusing them for years and years and years. And there's a very targeted approach, and there's a very targeted approach to all this. And these men go from street to street to street. And when things are being called out, the challenge is that the UK government, just because being for the fright of being labeled as Islamophobic, or for the fright of not taking on the radical Islam, they're saying these are Asian gangs. Rather than saying Pakistani grooming gangs, you're saying Asian gangs. The question what I want to ask here, is there an Indian ever figured out in a grooming gang? No. Is there a Thai guy ever figured? Is a Singaporean ever figured? Is, for that matter, even a Bhutani guy, a Nepali guy ever figured in this atrocities? No. When this genocidal rape is happening and you're trying to cover it and involve the whole of Asia into it, that's where the problem is, Tom. If you don't call them Asian gangs, then there's a different issue. But now you are trying to cover up this, and by covering up this, you're trying to involve all other people of the world. So it will not stop from Asia. If it is Asia tomorrow, it will become a global gang. You might tomorrow say it's the American gangs who are doing it. The challenge here is just to be politically correct, and for your political gains, you're trying to vilify the people and shield the people who have been the rare perpetrators and doing heinous crime for decades, Tom.
I want to focus back on the topic of why do we think Elon Musk is getting involved in British politics? He has been accused of being complicit by Starmer in these grooming gang allegations. Why is Elon Musk's voice so powerful now in the political world?
One, because of his proximity with Donald Trump, because of his stature when he's the richest man of the world, we have to give it to him, we can't take it away from him. Third is that, when Trump has given him the work of refining those American organizations, American governments, getting them streamlined and getting them more efficient. So he's a man who is already in charge politically. He is a man with influence politically, and he is a man who has been assigned a big duty along with Vivek Ramaswamy to refine the American system. So when at this stage, Elon wants to make his political image seen, he wants to start giving his opinions on the world issues. He has been talking about the French, he has been talking about the Europeans, he has been talking about the British, because now he feels that his time has come. He has arrived at the political scene where his opinions and where his things do matter, and they will get traction within the world. Look, after Elon's statement, there are people and parliamentarians within UK, including some ministers, who have started reacting to him. If Elon is nobody, if whatever he says doesn't matter, if I say something, nobody is going to, move a brick there. Why are the people in the Keir Starmer's government responding to him? Why are they trying to clarify it? Why is the other gentleman, Mr. Fragile, trying to answer him? That is the question. If Elon is nobody, just ignore him, because as a matter of fact, he is somebody. And the other gentleman was also looking for his party funds from Elon Musk. That makes Elon somebody very important. And in the past, he has praised Elon Musk for whatever he's doing. So Elon wants to make his footprint global. Very simple. Ambition, maybe.
Joyita, I wanted to bring you in here. Keir Starmer has accused Elon Musk of spreading disinformation, and because of he has such a large platform. How effective is Keir Starmer's strategy in countering him with such a large voice?
Well, the thing is, you see, first of all, this whole thing operates at two levels. I mean, of course, there is social media, which is basically, if you look at Elon Musk, he's king and emperor of social media. He has X under his control, he can, influence a huge number of people. But at the same time, when we are talking about governments and countries, they're not banana republics. They are run by governments. This is an democratically elected government, and not just that. I would say Keir Starmer has a landslide mandate in favor of him. So the thing is that it should not be Elon Musk who should be deciding whether Keir Starmer should stay or go, but it should be the people. For that, it can happen only in the elections. We will get some kind of a glimpse of what exactly the people are thinking. There is a by-election coming up, I think, sometime in either this month or February, I think in May the by-elections are coming up. So we will get an idea of what exactly the people are thinking. But right now, Elon Musk at least does not have any locus standi whatsoever to call for Starmer's resignation. But having said that, the allegations that have been heard at Starmer, they are extremely serious, and if he is even done 1/10 of what Elon Musk and the others are accusing him of, then that's frankly criminal behavior. As a woman, and I'm going to say this, and so it is on his part to clear his name. This matter is extremely serious, but again I'm going to say he is a democratically elected prime minister. No outside force whatsoever should ever try to remove any elected government. That applies to George Soros, the Elon Musk of the left, and if you can call Elon Musk the George Soros of the right, whatever you call. George Soros is guilty of something similar, but yes, Elon Musk also is doing something. But at the same time, the cause, if we can use the word in his case, the cause seems to be motivated more than personal gain, but actually to ensure that the world does not slide into into a left liberal hole of it's anarchy. Absolutely.
Joyita, could I ask you, do you think Musk will stand in the way of Keir Starmer's relationship with Trump?
I think so, yes. I think that is a huge possibility. But having said that, again, you see social media, and even though he is a social media baron, and given that he is a billionaire and all, what will ultimately matter is what Trump thinks of how important the US-UK relations are. All right, but then a whole lot of things are bound to change, because here right now, if you are looking at the situation, we until recently had a conservative prime minister in Britain, and we had a democratic president in the US. It has just changed. US has swung right, Britain has swung left. So you see those, I would say there are going to be tensions between this left and right forces, but what will ultimately matter is how Trump, it ultimately will matter on what Trump wants to do. So even Elon Musk cannot influence that decision. It will ultimately matter on how important is Britain as an ally, as a military ally, as a NATO ally of the US. That is what will ultimately matter strategic wise, because ultimately the gain, Trump is pretty clear that he has to put up a united front against China. What role will Keir Starmer, the UK, play in that, given that they have been, Labour in general, they have been pretty pro-China at one point, until one point of time. So you see, it is not black and white whether Elon Musk will be influence US-UK relations or not. Of course, he will have a say, but there are much bigger things that will come into play in this.
Thank you very much, both of you, for joining us in that discussion.